Pilates people, welcome to my channel, Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have for you a tower session with a little bit more focus on hip work. That does not mean you should not be able to walk after this session. You should feel pretty good and loosen your hips after this session, but also feeling some work. Now, just because there's a little bit more focus on the hips doesn't mean we won't be working our core and maybe some arms at some point. But like I said, just more focus on the hips today. We are gonna be starting standing with our tower. So go ahead and spring it from above. Just one spring will do on your push through bar. We're also gonna be using your roll down bar and your leg spring. So just have them handy close by. And I think that's it. So the only thing I ask of you is just please honor your body. I have Josie, lovely, beautiful Josie here moving for me today, and she's gonna honor her body as well. So with that being said, let's start standing on your tower, facing your tower. And and Buddha's gonna join us today. So when you're standing here, you're just gonna have your hands on the bar and you're about a forearm's distance away from the bar. All right, so standing facing your bar here, let's have all 10 toes pointing forward and let's have you in hip socket distance apart here. So with the bar is not gonna move a whole lot for the first few things. So just have a light rest, use it for more balance than anything, okay? So I want you to just start to feel that tripod connection through your feet. You're neither like in your heels or in your toes, you're somewhere in center. And then just feel, of course, the long line of energy out through the crown of your head, down through your tailbone, right? Think like you were holding a plank with your body and spine here, okay? So all I want you to do is just bend into the knees, keeping your heels down. Just bend into the knees, almost like you were sitting straight down as opposed to back, and then stand right back up, Good. So on this next one, think of driving the knees forward because I want you to get a stretch in the back of your heels and then hold here in your squat, okay? Keeping your heels driving down, could you drive your knees more forward? Like think shins going forward, good. And then stand right back up, good. So for your next few, could you let go of the bar? Like could you just have less grip on the bar? Good. And then stand right back up, good. The goal of this is to see how upright you can keep your torso, right, while keeping your heels down. And for some of us, like she's doing an amazing job, but for me, I would probably be moving like 5 inches. And then go ahead and come right back up. Are you feeling like kind of a stretchy? Yeah, good. So keep moving here. And for those of you who work on the reformer, can you find a little bit of that like pull down or pull back like you would on the foot bar? And think of this as not necessarily a knee bend, but like an ankle flex, right? So it's like the base of your shin bones gliding back, the top of your shin bones gliding forward. And that should hopefully take some tension or I guess like some strain out of the ankle joint. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like there's this stuck point where it's like, okay, I cannot go any further. And then it hurts to come out of it. So it's a flex, right? So we're working the front of the shin bone to drive the knee forward, keeping the heel down. How does this feel? Good. And it should feel more, like I said, lower leg bone area, like less booty-ish. Good. And then go ahead and come all the way up. So now I want you to just lift your right heel up. Just lift it up. So now most of your weight is into your left foot right now. Now, when you did that, is your left hip still over your left foot? I don't know about you, but for me, I like to sink that hip out, right? Try to feel like this lift up out of the hip, up out of the knee. And now same thing here, not as many, right? So just bend into the knee. Think of flexing that left foot or that left ankle. Good. And then stand right back up. Good. And again, you're trying to just have a loose grip on the bar. We're making it about the lower leg bone here, all while keeping your hip, I know, in line with your knee, in line with your foot, So if you have a mirror around you, use your mirror. Good. It's the knee driving forward, a base of the shin bone driving back. Good. Let's just do one more here. Are you starting to feel anything in the ankle? Yeah. When the focus is there. Otherwise, we could totally make this about the booty, right? And then stand all the way back up and let's switch sides. Good. So left heel lifts and just feel that you're in your alignment. Okay, for most of us, it feels like we have to shift inward. And then when you're ready, right, Knee comes forward, heel really digs into the floor here. So again, it's a flex and then straighten back up. Good. So that's like heels pushing under the foot bar, that tendon stretch sensation, that calf raise that we do on the reformer. Find that here. I know a lot more focus. Yeah. I'm grunting for you. Let's do 2 more. Takes a lot of focus. Think knee going right over your second and third toe. Yes. Good. Last one. Yes. Almost like, again, you're sliding that foot back behind you. Good. And go and stand all the way up. Good. Place both feet down. Maybe just shake it out here for a second. And then just realign yourself. All 10 toes are pointing forward. And then keeping your hands onto the bar here, I want you to feel just, again, that kind of long tailbone reaching down to your heels. And then from here, just nod your chin and round up and over. You're gonna push the bar down. Yep, so I know now I want you to move the bar and just round forward. Just round forward. And then go to your end range, all right? So head is hanging heavy. We're rounded, kind of like our elephant here. There's a little pull apart on the bar. Can you find half of your weight into your arms and half of your weight into your legs without letting those heels lift? So I feel like for most of us, we have to like dig into the heels a little bit more. Good. Now, as you start to lift up through your center spine, I want you to feel like your butt creases are sliding down the back of your legs. Yes, to roll yourself up. So right there's hips rolling down as opposed to it being all hammies here, right? Good. We come all the way back up. We're trying to keep the hips right over the feet. Let's do that again. Go ahead and nod your chin, round up and over. Feel opposition up through the chest, down through the arms. Good. And then keep your butt creases sliding down the back of your legs. That should deepen the stretch in the low back as well, I'm hoping. Yeah. Good. Find your 50-50, of course. And then go ahead and roll yourself back up. Again, tailbone drops down. Here's your pike and press up or pull up on the chair. Good. Let's do one more like that because it feels so good and it's early for both of us. So yeah, up and over on the squeaky bar. There you go. Yep. And then just notice any shift in the weight in your feet, right? Just realign yourself. Good. And now as you roll up, still apply all these things, but think of the bar kind of pulling into you or pressing into you as you roll up, right? Because there's your teaser. Good. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Good. So we're going to add on to this, okay? So please honor your body with your knees. You do not have to go full range. The first couple are probably going to feel a little clunky, okay? So give yourself some grace. Hold on to the bar. The bar is going to move with you, okay? So I want you to keep your heels down for as long as you can, right? Drive your knees forward. So go ahead and squat down. Yep. And now, eventually the heels will have to lift because you're going to drive your knees forward. Bar might push down and through. You're going to place your knees onto the mat. Yep, yep. And then go ahead and push the bar through. And then knees are going to come forward onto the mat. And then come more of like an upright position with your torso. Yeah, perfect. And then from here, knees are pushing forward, heels are reaching back. So there's the flex of the feet again. You should be getting a nice stretch in the toes. Good. Now with as much grace and poise as you can, the hips are going to rock back to lift the knees. Let the elbows bend. Let stuff happen. Yep. And then heels plant down. And then we stand all the way back up. Yeah. Yep. Let's do that again. So we kind of squat down. Heels stay down for as long as you can. Then the knees push forward. There you go. Yep. Come back down. Slowly lower the knees down. Again, really work tops of the feet, reaching up, because right here's your knee stretches, down stretches, all the things. And then feel your belly roll back, right? Yes. There's your support. We rock back. Good. Yep. Yep. Good. Heels come down. And then we stand all the way up. Beautiful. Good. Yep. Couple more times here. I think it feels good. Like once you get over the fear of like, oh my goodness, I'm going to slam my knees down, right? But there is your knee stretches. There's the support you need, right, up through your center to control the knees down and also from the flex of the feet. There's so many things happening. Yeah, good. Perfect. One more time here. Resist the heels from lifting. Yes, I know. Yep. Good. And she's doing a great job of not like rocking back and forth. Again, she's like, I would be all over the place. I test ran this morning with the bar. Yeah, But eventually, right, the goal is to do this with no hands, no bar, okay? So now we keep the bar stable, okay? And think of it as just like, again, like a support system, a balance assistance for you. So let's bring your, just hover your right foot up. Just hover your right foot up. Yep, perfect. And then just feel that that left hip is right over your left knee, over the left foot, and just stand tall, stand strong here. And then place the foot down, lift your left foot up. And then just see if you can get your alignment. Again, a lot of times we want to do like this number. See if you can really get the hip right over the knee, over the foot. So go ahead and place your left foot down. Right knee comes up or right foot comes up. Now, can you keep this alignment? And then you're just going to hinge your upper body forward. Again, bar doesn't move. Your right leg is going to go back behind you. Yep, like a little teeter-totter. Perfect, good. Now, hold here in this forward hinge. Can everybody, right, drop your right hip down a little bit because most of us, it wants to lift up. And then for most of us, right, can we shift over to the right a little bit? Ooh, yeah, good. And then just hinge yourself right back up. Come back to that little like knee hover, foot hover. Good, let's do that again. Think of that hip almost going in towards your midline. Good, we're staying lifted up through the chest, all the things, good. And then we hinge ourselves right back up. Do you feel the difference when you just, it could be like a millimeter that you shift over to the right. I don't care how high this back leg is. Yep, and then to add on, as you come up, can you feel your left butt crease slide down the back of your leg to come up? Hello, hip, hello. Right, there's your deadlift. Good, last one here, or straight leg deadlift. Good, now hold here in this forward fold. Your knee can have a soft bend, I do not care, right? So your back foot, I want you to flex the foot, and then imagine the heel was up against a wall. I just want you to glide that foot out a little bit, across the wall, and then back to center. Good, yeah. So as you do this, again, we're trying to stay super stable with everything else, right? This hip, left hip is constantly trying to go into the right. Oh, it's tough. For 2, we're not gonna be here long, this is all we're doing. Last one. Good, find center, beautiful. Knee comes in, we come up to standing. Place the foot down. Okay, I know, shake it out. Perfect, all right. So left knee comes up or left foot comes up. You got it. And now we just do those hinges forward and back. Again, trying to keep your right hip over your right foot. Left hip's gotta come down more for most of us, the majority of the population, and then go ahead and we hinge right back up. Good, yep. And then as we're doing this forward and up, back and up, whatever you want to call it, can you like really tap into your booty, your right butt cheek, right hip? Because for me, I know that my hamstrings in the back of my knee wants to like take over here. So see if you can feel that butt crease glide down the back of your leg as you kind of pull. Yes, did you feel the difference in that one? Yeah, we have to really think about these things. And again, on this side, it's the hip going left or in, good, and then come right back up. On the next one, we're gonna do those little like glide in and outs. Beautiful, so find your head to tail length, flex your back foot. Good, it's gonna go across the wall and then back in. Yep, and keep your big toe knuckle almost swiveling in towards your midline as opposed to doing an external. Yeah, I know. So you're leading with the outside edge of your heel as it goes out. Oh, stuffing things and stuffing things. Sides of the waist are nice and long. So think right hip reaching away from your ribs. You have 2. This looks super good. Last one. Good, go ahead and find center. Beautiful. We come all the way up. Fold the knee, place the foot down, shake it out, okay? So let's do one roll down here. So check your feet, they're back in alignment. Just press the bar down, nod your chin, round up and over. Good, still think of booty dropping down. Good, and then when you're in this forward fold, maybe you do like a little knee bend, right? Maybe you like let the hips get sassy, maybe bend one knee, straighten the other leg, and just swish the hips. Perfect. And then go ahead and just find center, realign yourself. You pull the bar into you as you stack up, lift up through the belly, drop the tailbone, perfect, come all the way up, 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 up. Awesome. So we're gonna let go of the bar. We're gonna keep it as is, sprung from above, and then go ahead and have a seat facing your bar with your legs straight out in front of you. And when your legs are straight, they're gonna be in line with the edge of the mat, maybe like a hair past them, okay? And then from here, go ahead and lie down. Beautiful, and then take your feet up onto the bar. So think like arches, like just below the balls of the feet, a place where you feel secure. They're about hip socket distance apart here. Yep. And then just feel like your toes are lengthening up and over the bar. We're not like really scrunching up like bird on a perch. Arms are just long down by your side here. Beautiful. All right, so from here, start to like talk to your booty here. Start to talk to your butt creases, and now pull the bar down and then just push it through. Yep, and then keep that downward energy into the bar as you pull it into you, and then float it right back up just to straight legs. Now to layer on with your legs here, can you find that long imprint? Meaning we're not tucking to get imprinted. We're just finding more of a neutral pelvis, neutral spine, and then using the belly muscles to sink the back into the mat. Yep, go for it. And then as the legs go out, as the bar goes through, can you still stay connected to your ribs and your back? Yep, and then bar comes back through. So now it's more abdominals-ish. Good, one more time like that. So this right here, right, there's your 100 position. There's that low angle of the legs, which is so stinking hard to get to for a lot of us. Now the next time the bar is up and the legs are straight, push into your arms. Now I want you to tuck the pelvis and just find a tiny tailbone hover and just pause right here. Yep, pause right here in this little hover. I want you to really fire up through your butt creases, right? Think less hammies, more butt creases. So find the butt creases sliding up the back of your legs again. It's my new favorite cue. I'm gonna wear it out. Yep, and then just roll back down. Let your tailbone hit the mat, and let's do that one more time. Right, pelvis tilts back, sink into the ribs. Again, talk to your butt cheeks, talk to them. I need you here, you're the star of this party. Good, and then lengthen right back down, let your booty hit the mat. And now we're gonna do the full, okay? The full meaning you're just gonna come up higher. So go ahead and roll your hips up. Think of reaching the legs away from the crown of your head. Good, once you're up in your full bridge, just soften through the ribs. Find a little bit of a nod to your chin here and just a gentle press of the back of the head into the mat. And then keep that as you roll your spine all the way down. Think torso down before your hips. Yes. Inner thighs. Yep, you got it. Good. Once your tailbone hits the mat, we're going to bend the knees, pull the bar down and through, keeping that little bit of head connection. And again, bend the knees, pull the bar into you. We push the bar up, find your sits bone muscles, roll your hips up with as little shift in your head as possible. That's tough. Good, such a noisy bar. Okay, from here, can you stay connected to your left butt crease muscle and float your right leg up? Just lift it up and then place it down. Right butt crease muscle at the party, left leg goes up. Good, and then down. Alternate here, yep. Just two more on each side. So there's that butt crease lifting up, but also reaching towards your knees sensation. Arms are just long and heavy into the mat. Good, once you've done your two on each side and you're level, go ahead and roll yourself all the way down. There you go, and keep reaching up into the bar as you lengthen. Think crown of the head in the opposite direction. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, you just got like 2 inches longer on that one. That one looked good. So once your tailbone is heavy, bend your knees, push the bar down and through. And now we're gonna keep our legs straight and the bar down. Go ahead and reach your arms up and back behind you. Just get a good morning stretch. Like let the ribs flare, make it feel good. And now pick the arms up to the sky, find your broad collarbone. You can have long fingertips or fists, totally up to you. Sink your ribs into the mat. Go ahead and lift the weight of your head up and roll yourself up and over. Up and over, good. Stretch forward, round forward, like spine stretch, keeping the weight back into your hips. And then from here, we did this standing. As you roll back, butt creases slide away from your belly. Roll back, try to get your low back into the mat. Yes, 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 yes. Good, beautiful. Now stay connected to your ribs. Reach the arms back. They may not be back as far, that's okay. Pick the arms up. Nice broad collarbone. We go up and over. Up and over. Yeah, there you go. I know. Think center spine drawing back, ribs lifting off of your thighs. Beautiful, good. And then roll yourself back. Keep pushing the bar away, right? Try to keep the bar still, which is so stinking hard. I know, I know, I know. Yes. There you go. Nice control. Beautiful, good. All right, last one like this, kind of like halfway. Good, so arms pick up. We come up and over. Think of getting longer in your rounded shape. Reset your, I know. Good. Round forward, stretch forward. Think of creating as much space between ears and hips even here. Good. And now imagine you're under a low ceiling. I want you to roll yourself back like just halfway, maybe even like a quarter of the way. And then pause here, okay? Take your gaze more forward, right? And then from here, from your stomach, from your belly, could you float your right leg up, just like to teaser height, and then lower back down. Good. This might be an inch, it might be a mile. Float your left leg up. Pull in from here. Good. So there's the butt creases lifting up off the mat. Good. Now hold here on your right side, right? Or if everybody go to your right side. Can you grab onto that leg? Good. Yes. So now keep your leg exactly where it's at, but can you pull your chest closer to your leg? Good. Just to deepen the stretch back here. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you there. Good. Now keep your right leg exactly where it's at. Keep your left leg where it's at. Can you roll down? You climb down your leg. Yep. There you go. Roll down, roll down. Good, yes, do whatever you'd like with the arms. They can go up, good. The second your head hits the mat, go ahead and roll yourself right back up. Keep lifting your butt creases up, especially your right one. Climb up your leg, keep it still in space. Last one here, you roll back. There you go. Right, again, this is your teaser, right? Just trying to hold that leg still, good. Last one, we climb up. There you go. Think of pulling your chest through your arms, but your low belly pulling back. Good. Now you lower the leg down. Your left leg is going to lift up. Every side is different. Good. Yes. Now pull your chest through your arms. Keep your leg where it's at to deepen the stretch. And then roll yourself back. There you go. I'm hoping this is a nice stretch here. Good. Yep. And I don't care if your legs are turned out. I don't care. They're just stable in space. I know, and we're trying to keep the bar and the right leg down, right? That's another hard part too, because that leg really wants to pop up. Yep. There you go. And then roll back, stretch back. Yes, keep pushing down into that bar. Beautiful, good. And then we lift up and over. Keep lifting your left butt crease up, 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 up. There you go. Pull your chest through your arms, keeping collarbone still nice and open. Good. Lower the foot down. Yeah. All right. So carefully take your feet off the bar. You might have to grab onto it. Perfect. Take your feet down, off, or onto the mat. Awesome. Okay. So now we're going to come kneeling, facing your push-through bar. And you might be like a little more than a straight arms distance away from your risers, like fully away from your risers. We can adjust, okay? So kneeling here, hip socket distance apart, shins and tops of the feet are pressing down. Go ahead and take your hands onto the bar. I would say go as wide as you can. I feel like technically it's supposed to be shoulder width distance apart, but you know, you do you. So let's go, I don't care if your thumbs are with fingertips. Doesn't matter, right, for this one. So I just want you to straighten your arms, push the bar down. Good, okay. So think of, right, creating as much space between chest and hands, and then dropping your tailbone and drawing your ribs in. So if you can, I want you to get your hips over your knees. And if you're truly in that position with this like long tailbone, ribs in, you should be feeling some like work in the legs, because I feel like what most people want to do, we want to like fall forward here. So can you keep your hips over your knees, keep the energy down through your shins, just nod your chin. And then just start to roll down only to the point where you're like, okay, my hips want to go back, and just pause right there. Yes, good. So can you once again drop your butt creases down the back of your legs, maybe shift your hips forward just 1 millimeter. And really you got to lift up through the belly. Are we feeling work right now? Yeah, big time. And then could you push the bar down 1 more inch? Trying to keep this alignment, and then go 1 more inch. If the hips have to shift back, they gotta shift back, right? And then keep going, push the bar to the risers, maybe through the risers if you're okay with it. Yes, Good. Now, when you're here, right, can you shift your hips back over your knees if they're like, not there? Good. Keep dropping your tailbone, pull the bar into you to stack all the way up. So we've done this like twice now, right? But I think it's harder with the shorter lever. Yes, right? Big time, big time. Okay, so let's do that again. Nod your chin. Right? We feel lift up through your center spine. Keep dropping your tailbone. Keep dropping your tailbone, right? You take your time with this because I really want you to challenge yourself to keep hips over knees and keep pushing down through the shins because boy, oh boy, they want to lift up, right? Good. Again, the second you start to pull the bar in, drop your tailbone, drop your tailbone. Think opening up your pelvis to the wall in front of you. Holy cannoli. I know. Yeah. Yep. Again. I know. Drop your tailbone, drop your tailbone. Oh, push down through your big toes. Yes, shins, all the things. Beautiful, good. And again, we're trying to get the hips over the knees and keep them there the whole time. It is hard. There you go. Pull the bar into you. There's your arms and straps. Keep lifting up through your center spine. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Okay, so keep holding onto the bar. We're going to lying down on your stomach. When your arms are straight, they're going to be in line with the risers for some swan. Yep. Perfect. All right, so let's go. Yep, hands on, shoulder width distance apart here. And having the legs zipped up together is going to be harder. Having them slightly apart, still challenging, but just, not as hard on the low back, okay? So from here, I want you to keep your big toes down to start. Find that long, heavy tailbone again, and just feel a little lift up and support from your low belly, okay? Start to pull the bar apart, and now bend your elbows wide. Good, keeping the head down, and then just straighten the arms. So I know I'm cueing elbows wide, but let me actually kind of take that back. Think more wide upper back than wide elbows. Yes. Good. And then back out. Think of curling the wrists over the bar, especially as the bar, the elbows bend. Yes, because a lot of times they want to break. Less stretch on the shoulders. Okay. So now keep your arms straight here, as straight as you possibly can. Again, big toes stay down. I want you to feel the lift up through your low belly, and then maybe your ribs could lift off the mat, and then maybe your chest could lift off the mat, and just hold here, right? We're in this kind of upside down hollow hold. Again, tailbone is nice and long, lots of work on the shoulders, and then just go ahead and lower everything all the way down. Forehead hits the mat, bend your elbows wide again. Again, find that pull apart on the bar. Again, sides of the neck are nice and long, and just push the bar back or straighten the arms. Good, and let's do that again. So arms stay straight, lift up through your low belly. Good, your ribs, your chest, and then there's a point where you're like, I cannot go any further. From there, I want you to start to take your gaze forward, push your chest through the arms. Maybe the bar comes to you a little bit more. Try to keep your big toes down. I know it's so tough. Good. And then nod your chin. Think of lifting up through the base of the ribs to round up and over. We come all the way down. Forehead hits the mat. Bend your elbows wide again, creating as much space in your back as you possibly can, and then straighten the arms back out. And then Josie, I'm gonna move your legs over to the right just a hair. Yeah, and then if you can't, move your hips over to the right just a hair. Perfect, okay. So this time we're gonna add in a little bit of rocking here, okay? So arms are straight, push down through the arms, lift up through the low belly. Tailbone stays long, pubic bone stays reaching into the mat. Go ahead and lift everything up. Think of kind of rolling up into this extension. Beautiful, good. Now, without going into your low back, again, find your butt creases. Could you now lift your legs up a little bit? And now chest comes down, legs continue to lift up. There you go, bar comes forward. And now resist the legs from dropping as your chest comes up, legs go down. Yep, we're like a seesaw here. Chest goes forward, legs lift up, 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 up. There it is, good. Legs come down, chest comes up. Good, couple more times here. Again, stay lifted up through your low belly. There you go. To find support, I know it's tough because we're like, I want to lift the legs up, but then our low back is like, I don't like this. So many things. Last one, find your head to tail length. Good. There you go. Good. Last one. I say last one. Finish the rep that you're on. You know, we can't count. Good. And then just lower everything all the way down. I know. So carefully just float the bar up. Just bring it up and then sit your hips back to your heels. Just for a quick child stretch. Child's pose. Yeah. And then even here in this child's pose, let's connect some things. Tuck your toes under. So like you were gonna do a plank, but we're not, okay? And now I want you to push into your hands. You might have to walk your hands in closer to your body and kind of bend your elbows. But push into your hands, feel your heels drive back, yep. And then feel just a little bit more weight shift into your feet than your knees, almost as if you were gonna try to hover the knees up, right? So the hips will have to shift back more, yes. If the knees don't lift, that's okay, but I just want you to feel this stretch in the heels. All right, so let's now go ahead and flip over onto your back for a little bit of teaser. So when you're on your back here, the bar with it resting, it should be maybe over your, I don't know, chest, sternum-ish. We're not gonna do a lot of this push back through, just a little bit of teaser. So go ahead and grab onto the bar, shoulder width distance apart. There we go. All right, so let's start with your legs zipped up together. Parallel Pilates V, I do not care, okay? But I want you to already feel this push up through the fist, draw down through your ribs. And then we're gonna do teaser a little bit differently today. So I want you to pick your head up, push the bar up, just look down your center line. Good. And then as you continue to roll up, I want you to bend your knees, slide your feet in towards your bottom, and then hold here when you're in your teaser, meaning keep your knees bent, keep drawing your ribs in, keep lifting your butt creases up off of the mat. All right, keeping your spine stable, can you now straighten the legs? Yes, good. And now bend your knees, take your feet down, push the feet across the mat as you roll back, roll back, roll back. There you go, as smooth as you can make that slide. Good, yep. Again, we're pulling apart on the bar as always. Let's do that again. Pick your head up, look down your center line. We kind of drag the feet across the mat like we're dragging them into sand. Once you get to the top of your teaser, yep, we kick the legs up, really pull back through the ribs, good. And then bends the knees, feet come down, we slide them across the mat, roll back just like your roll up. There you go, there you go. Beautiful. Couple more times here, yep. 2 more times in fact. There you go, there you go. And I want all of you to come to this place where we're not super upright, we're kind of hanging back in almost like a half roll back position, because that's the nasty spot, right? Good, we bend the knees, feet come down, we slide them across, press the bar towards your thighs as you're rolling down. Good, on this next one, we're gonna play just a little bit, all right? When you're ready, there you go. Draw the belly back, there you go. Good, find that nasty half roll back position. Keep pushing the bar towards your legs. Now your right leg, can you take it out to the side a little bit? And then bring it back in. Can your left leg, can you take it out to the side without shifting, without twisting? And then back in. One more time each side. Other leg doesn't move while the other one is. And back in. Last one. And then back in. Good, we bend the knees. Good, push the bar to your thighs. Roll all the way down. Stretch out that low back. Fabulous, good. All right, so let's go ahead and let go of that. And then let's hook up your roll down bar. Okay, so we can drop this. Roll down bar is now hooked up. All right, so we're gonna be kneeling facing your roll down bar. Okay, it's still about that like straight arms-ish distance away from your risers and with shoulder width distance apart. Okay, so kind of like how we were doing with our cat with the push through bar, it's kind of the same thing here. Okay, so let's, and before we even get to that, let's do a little chest expansion. So knees and shins are hip socket distance apart. We push down through the big toes, the shins, the tops of the feet, all the things. Keep your tailbone heavy, hips over knees if you can get them there. Crown of the head on the ceiling, all right? Now, can you keep your alignment? And I'll push or pull the bar down and into you for chest expansion. And then hold right here. Wrap your fists around so your rings are showing down to the floor. I know, broad collarbone, good. And then slowly release the bar. Good, yep, couple more times here. Press the bar down and into you. Again, keep your ribs drawing into that imaginary mat behind you, yep. And then slowly release. Because I feel like the temptation is we wanna like extend here while we're trying to open up the chest. There you go. Good, wrap the fists around, show the rings off to the floor, good. And then float the arms right back up. Okay, so now from here, again, try to keep your hips over your knees, just round up and over, take your fists to the mat. So think fists underneath your shoulders. Yep, if equipment is in your way, just back up a little bit more. Okay, so here we are in this cat position. Drop your tailbone. Think of opening up the front of your hip creases. Try to get your hips over your knees. Yeah, and now Can you pull the bar into your knees, keeping your hips over your knees? Oh, it's so stinking tough. We gotta really lift up through the belly. Yep, do what you gotta do. Good, and then from here, just stack your spine up tall, keep your arms straight, find the top of your chest expansion. I know the hips might have to shift back. That's okay, yep, stack your spine up tall. Yep, keep driving the hips forward, find your chest expansion, look forward, I know, and then release the arms back forward. Oh, there's a lot. So here's where I was talking, like hip focus today, right? If you let the hips go back, it's easy, right? But if we keep the hips forward, it is a lot of legs here, a lot of stomach too. Okay, let's do that one more time. Bar comes down to the floor or down to the mat. Beautiful, good. You gotta keep dropping your butt creases. Pull the bar into you. It is so stinking hard, I know. Oh, I know. Keep pushing down through the big toes. Good, we stack up tall. There we go. Find the top of your chest expansion. I know. Yep. There you go. Good. Come all the way up. We're going to add on to this rep. All right. I want you to row the bar high into your chest. Good. Keep your alignment and now hinge back for thigh stretch. Keep your pubic bone reaching forward. There you go. Good. Perfect. And now keep the bar into your chest as you just lift yourself right back up. Arms are gonna go straight. We dive up and over, fists come down into the mat. Find that space between chest and fists. Again, hips over knees, pull the bar into you. It's okay to move a little bit faster here. The slower you do, the harder it is. Stack your spine up tall, keep driving your hips forward, 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 forward. We shave the bar up our front side. Think more upper back or back rather than neck. We hinge back, keeping the ribs in. Good. If you want, keep your long line. Just take your gaze up to the sky. Yes, and then take your gaze back down. Good. We hinge all the way up, push into your shins. Arms go straight. Now we're going to add a little variation. Fists come down, round up and over. Keep pulling the bar apart. Good. We pull the bar into you. Keep driving the hips forward. We come up. Shave the bar up your front side. Beautiful. We hinge back. There you go. Good. Now, can you stay in your thigh stretch and now let the arms go forward? And then we hinge ourselves all the way up. Perfect. Now we're going to reverse all this. All right. So option, if you want to keep the arms straight, a little bit harder on the thighs, you want to bend the elbows, right? A little bit easier for the thighs. Okay. So I want you to hinge back. There you go. Go to your challenge point. Now everybody pulls the bar into your chest. Good. And as we come forward, we shave the bar down our front side. Bar comes to your knees. Try to get your hips over your knees. It's so stinking hard. Good. And the bar slides forward. Good. Booty over knees. And then we stack up tall. I know. There's so much work in the stomach here as well. All right. You pick your poison whether arms are straight or bent when you go back. So hinge back. Find your inner thighs. Push into your shins. Good. Now everybody bar into your chest. We start to shave it down. Nod your chin, round up and over. There you go. Rings to the floor. Bar slides forward, hips over knees. We stack up tall. Love it. There you go. Good. Last one here in the reverse, right? So hinge back, strong legs, strong hips. Good. Bar into your chest, round up and over. Up and over. Pull the belly up into your back. Good. Yes. Bar hits the mat. It slides forward, up, up, up. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, I love rolling in and out, but boy, oh boy, it is tough. Okay, so now we're gonna lie down on your back, pretty close to your risers, and we're gonna take the bar behind your knees. Bar behind the knees. And we are gonna attempt an inversion after a couple of these reps, so just take it easy, all right? So, yep, bar behind the knees, go ahead and lie down. Feet are on the mat, about hip socket distance apart here. Okay, so arms are stretching down and into the mat. The crown of the head is reaching the opposite direction, of course. And then from here, just go ahead and roll your hips up into bridge. And just let the bar pull your knees and like traction your spine like away from the wall behind you. I think it feels pretty magical. And just roll yourself all the way down. Good. Yep. Again, roll yourself up. Yep. Readjust if you need. There you go. So remember, as you're going up and down into your bridge, remember that bridge that we were doing on the push through bar. Can you try to keep your head like somewhat stable as you go up and down? It's very tough. So we're really isolating this articulation more in like the lower half. And of course the collarbone is broad, right? All these boxes are checked. Beautiful. And then think of sending the hips away. Keep reaching the knees past the toes as you roll all the way down. Okay, so keep your hips down. Please, please, please don't lose the bar, all right? I want you to take your hands behind your head, interlace the fingers, hand over hand, you pick, okay? So start to feel that head to hand connection here. Bring your knees into your chest. Of course, bring the bar with you. So you really have to squeeze the bar here. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Good, and now we're gonna do kind of like a gym crunch. So I want you to curl your chest up towards your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest. Try to press your low back into the mat, right? It's tough because this bar is fighting you. Good, and then just go ahead and lower all the way down, feet hit the mat. Keep your hands behind your head. I know, see that, you might have to scoot forward, yep. So keep your hands behind your head if that's okay, and roll your hips up into bridge. Yep, so we get hip flexion, hip extension, good, and then lengthen all the way down. Beautiful. Knees come in, chest lifts up. It's again, we're trying to lift our butt creases up as our low back pushes down. Yes, good. And then feet down, head down. Roll the hips up. Find that long line. There you go. Good. And then melt all the way back down. Beautiful. Knees in. Don't lose the bar. We crunch up. Keep your head pushing back. And now can you keep your chest lift, but let the knees go away from you a little bit. And then exhale, pull them in. Draw the belly down. Oh, it's so tough. Inhale out. Exhale, pull the knees in. Try to lift the booty up. Good. 2 more here. Inhale out. Exhale, in. Draw the belly and the ribs down. This is tough. Good. Exhale, pull the knees in. Good. And then place the feet down, lower the head down. I know it's a lot on the hips, a lot on the belly. So now I want you to take your hands onto the bar. Beautiful, good. So I would say thumbs under, so like a Lego grip, not thumbs with fingertips here, okay? So I would love it if your head could come all the way down into the mat because we're gonna attempt our inversion here, okay? So straighten your legs up to the sky. If you feel like this is too much tension, you just scoot closer to your risers, okay? So from here, find as much space between chest and fist as you can, because that's obviously we need to clear the legs. So just press the arms down a little bit. Yep, and then from here, could you try to roll just your hips off the mat like 1 or 2 inches? Use the bar to help you. Yep, good. And then just lower back down. The bar will naturally raise up, right? Because we have to press the arms down. Good, let's do that again. Think of the legs going straight up to the sky. I know, there's your jackknife, good. And then roll back down. So if this is where you're at today, this is where you're at. This is work. Otherwise, let's attempt our inversion, okay? So legs stay zipped up, arms press down. Legs are gonna go up and over. There we go. I don't care if the bar is up, it's probably gonna lift up. There you go. Wait until your shoulders, not your head and neck. And now start to roll down through your spine. Let the bar help you. Beautiful, good. Feel okay here? Good, again. Let the bar pull your shoulders away from your ears. Good, feel support through the belly. Again, butt creases lifting up and then roll yourself down. Control it, control it, control it. Good, 2 more times here. Think of the feet and the hips going up, almost like we're standing up on the ceiling, even if you're not in your jackknife. Good, and think of scraping your toes across the ceiling as you roll down, roll down. Good, last one here. It's a big old chest expansion. Right, that's, yeah, good. And then push up into me here. There you go, if that feels okay. And then roll down. Yeah, good, perfect. All right, and now let's carefully release the bar. Let's go ahead and put it away and get your leg springs set up. So obviously the higher your leg springs are set up, the harder this is going to be. So typically I feel like oh, that's my arm spring. That's definitely not my leg spring. But I feel like the rule of thumb here, I'll take this one over here, is when your leg springs are hanging up, it's like the bottom of the buckles are in line with the mat, right? I feel like that's rule of thumb. So we're gonna do our side lying a little bit differently today. So I'm gonna have you come lying on your right side facing the camera. And typically, yeah, we're up against the edge here. I want you to be in line with the spring that we're gonna be using. So in other words, you're forward. So if you are on the floor right now, you're gonna have this really easy. But if you're on a raised mat, it's gonna be harder because now we feel like we're gonna fall off, okay? So you're trying to scoot as close to the front edge as you possibly can. I would love it if your hand could still have connection to the mat, and then do whatever you want with your head, right? You can be down, here, doesn't matter. You're gonna take this forward spring, forward leg spring, place it on your top foot. Okay, closer to your heel than your toes. Now your bottom leg, The straighter it is, the harder this is gonna be, the more bent, the easier, but you're still gonna feel work, okay? So bottom leg, flex the foot, and now the outside edge of your heel, dig it in. Okay, all right. So let's just straighten your top leg out. Yeah, really like push into the strap here. Try to get your hips stacked. And for the first couple of these, we're gonna like indulge and go to where we really wanna go. So I want you to turn your top leg out. So think kneecap up to the sky. I don't care if toes are pointed. Here, I don't care if foot is flexed. Lift the leg up. Go to where you wanna go. Let the ribs draw down, let yourself go, get a nice inner thigh stretch, and then just lower the leg down. Good. So let your upper body kind of sink if that feels okay. Good, leg lifts up. Yeah. Should feel good, right? I hope. Yeah, good. Last one. Let yourself go to where you want to go. Forget your form. Good, and then lower the leg down. Okay, so now I want you to reach so far into that strap that you feel your ribs lighten off of the mat, or just maybe, again, lighten on the mat, all right? So top hip, typically for most of us, we have to roll it forward a little bit more. Keep your hips stacked, keep the lightness through your ribs, and now we lift the leg up without getting any heavier into your ribs. There you go, good, yep. And then lower the leg back down. So I want you to find these granny panty muscles here. Leg lifts up, so kneecap is constantly trying to look up to the sky, and then use your inner thighs, use your hip muscle to lower the leg down. And that bottom heel, I know, it's so hard, but I'm hoping you notice that when you press your bottom heel in, you feel your bottom hip working, helps to stabilize you. And I don't know, like I feel a little bit of obliques when I push down. And yes, because there's your star. Good, yes. Now hold your leg down. Yep. There you go, hold it down. Find more of a parallel position. Again, point or flex, I do not care. Can you sweep the leg forward? Yep. And then we sweep it back. So can you find your butt crease muscle here? Good, sweep it forward. There you go, think top hip reaching to your bottom inner thigh. Yes, and of course your bottom heel. Oh, I'm gonna be so nitpicky. Good, yep. Reach into the strap. Again, the lightness in your ribs stays that way the entire time. Last one here. Good, think of getting longer as your leg reaches behind you. Beautiful, good. And now bring the leg just to center here. And now we're gonna draw the tiniest little circles. Just the tiny little circle. Good. The hips are stacked, they are not moving. Your bottom leg is stable, ribs, again, all these things. Check, 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 check. Good, for 2 and 1 holds here, and now reverse your circles. Good. And because of where the spring is coming from, I want you to work on kind of the bottom back part of the circle as opposed to the top, right? Because the spring's doing the work for you there. Yes, good. For 3, think of making that leg a little bit longer. 2, and last one. Beautiful. Now, however you got to get there, I want you to roll over onto your back. Keep your foot into this strap. You're going to take your hands up onto the risers, and then, yep, I love it. Make sure that you're centered on your carriage here, on your tower. There you go. And then, you know what? With your right leg or the foot that's not in the strap, I want this knee to be bent a little bit, the foot to be flexed, and your heel to be digging in. Okay, so find a little bit of that heel to seat connection here. With your hands onto the risers, just make sure you're not in your neck and get that sensation. Are your fingers okay there? Yeah. Okay. Get the sensation of your triceps reaching away from your center, or like away from your back. So ribs are nice and anchored, okay? So from here, just cross the body, keeping the ribs and pelvis down, and then we lower the leg down and around. It circles out to the side and then up. You got it. So single leg circle here. For today, we're keeping our pelvis stable and our ribs stay super glued to the mat. Your right leg's doing a lot of work because it's digging in, it's pulling in, all the things. Good. Last one. Good. Once your leg comes up, we hold here and then we reverse. I know, so obviously the bigger you make your circles, the more it's gonna challenge the rest of your body, saying how stable can we be while this leg moves around in space? I know the right leg's working hard. Yeah, I don't think we realize how much that right leg moves around until we bend it, at least for me personally. When it's straight, I don't know why, it's tough to pay attention to it. Good, once your leg is up at the top, I want you to pause here. Okay, we're gonna do like a little bicycle. I'm terrible at cueing this, so please bear with me, all right? I want you to keep the leg straight. We're gonna lower it down. Try to get your heel into the mat, drag it across the mat, bend your knee. There you go, it kicks up, You got it. From the hip, we lower the leg down. Good. We dig the heel through sand and then kick it up. Last one like this. We're not going to do a ton of these, but hopefully your hip is like, it's at the party right now. Once your leg is up, we reverse. Reverse, reverse. Dig the heel into the mat as smooth, I know, as smooth as you can. And if you're wearing sticky socks, it's so hard. It's hard to teach this at a studio or like in a group class because the sticky socks, they just rub, 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 rub. And so it's hard to get that like heel digging in. Good, last one here. Awesome, leg is gonna float up. Beautiful, just hug the knee in. Hug the knee in, you can take the foot off the strap. Just get a little stretch. Okay, we have the other side to do. So you're gonna get as close to the edge of your mat or your carriage, whatever you're on here as you can. The top foot's gonna go into the strap, and every side is different. So this side, sorry, you don't need those toes. You're gonna try to get the same angle of the knee as you had on the bottom leg as you can, but like, listen, we gotta do what we gotta do. So let's just indulge for a little bit. So we turn the top leg out. Good, it comes up, let the ribs really sink, like go to where you wanna go, and then just lower the leg down. Yeah. Lift it up, get a lovely stretch, and then down. Let's do one more, why not? Go to where you wanna go, let everything sink, beautiful, and down. Now hold that leg out there, reach it across the room. That bottom heel, dig it into the mat, okay? For most of us, the top hip has to roll forward a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna move you like right around here. And then I want you to think of that long tailbone and the ribs softening into the back, but lifted up off the mat. There's so many boxes to check here, okay? So keep the top leg turned out. We're gonna lift it up. Yes, without sinking, and then lower down. Now, as she's doing this, she's doing a great job. She can keep it in line with her body. For me, my hip feels very stubborn here. So sometimes I have to bring my leg forward a little bit to do this up and down. You do you. We're still keeping the bottom heel anchored. We're still keeping the ribs light. So again, we're keeping the sides of the waist nice and long. Good, yep. And just keep reaching into that strap. Keep working this spiraling of the kneecap up to the sky. And then Josie, if you can, roll your top hip forward just a little bit more. I know. Yeah. Good. Last one here. Good. Lower the leg down to about that hip socket height. And now flex your top foot, or sorry, not flex, but just, what am I saying? Keep the bottom foot flexed. We sweep the leg forward. Think of top hip coming, yes, like away and down. Good. And then it reaches back. And your top hand, I mean, it can be into the mat, but I guess it could be on your hip. I hadn't said anything about that. Good, yes. And so all this is, if you were doing this on your back, like if you were doing leg springs or if you were doing feet and straps on the carriage, it's the same thing when your teacher's saying, keep your booty down, keep your ribs into the mat, right? Try not to lose your pelvis, all these things. Now we just don't have the feedback into the mat. And this bottom leg's looking strong here. Don't mind Buddha, he's just, hey boo-boo. Good, couple more here. Again, keep reaching into the springs. Good, last one. Oh. Good, make that leg longer as it sweeps behind you. Good, and then what did we have next? I forgot. Was little circles? Okay, good. Yep, so reach out through your toes and little circles here. Again, work on more like the bottom back part of your circle. There you go. So the movement comes from your hip and from your butt crease. A lot of butt crease talk today. Very important though. Good. Bottom heel is still trying to angle down into the mat. Last circle here, hold, and then reverse your circles. Oh my gosh, when he wants love, it's like, you stop what you're doing right now and give it to me. He's, oh, Buddha. Good, keep reaching. Let's do 2 and 1. Good, and holds here. And then let's go ahead and carefully flip over onto your back. Hands come onto the uprights. Never mind your cat or your kids. Yep. And then just make sure that you're centered on your carriage, on your tower. All right, so dig your left heel in, pull it in towards your seat. Yep, perfect. And then go ahead and just cross the body. Yep, we lower the leg down and around. There you go. So hopefully the hip is like very fired up. It's very at the party. It's the star of the party at this point. Your triceps are kind of lifting up and away from your body. Your ribs are anchored down. So like a lot of things in Pilates, it's what's stable, what's moving. Good, last one here. Once your leg is up to 90, just pause here. One other cue I didn't say, I want all of you to think of your right hip reaching down the mat away from your ribs, and then keep that as we reverse the circles. Was that a knee or was that a hip?
I think a hip.
I think a hip. Oh, that's a hip? Okay, as long as if you got clicks in your hips, as long as it's not painful. Every day is different though, so adjust your range if you need. And then just that left foot, that left pinky toe, can you lift it up more towards your shin? Yes. Once your leg is up at your 90, we're gonna do those bicycles. Yep, so lower down, find your, yeah, good. We dig the heel in, bends the knee, it comes up. All the while, again, ribs stay stable, pelvis stays stable. Good, we dig the heel in. Beautiful, yep, kick the leg up. Last one here. Open up the coils of the springs, you got it. And equal weight into both hips. Once your leg is up, we reverse. Bends the knee, dig it across the mat. Keep your left leg anchored, of course, and stable. And just check your neck and your shoulders here. Beautiful, yes. Good, last one. Ribs stay heavy as the leg goes across the mat. You got it, you got it. Leg lifts up. Awesome, hug the knee into your chest. You can go ahead and take the strap off. Okie dokie. So let's go ahead now, roll you up to standing. You can either be standing on your tower or on the floor, doesn't matter. In fact, I think just because of the camera, let's have you stand on the tower or on the carriage here. So just facing anywhere doesn't matter. So feet hip socket distance apart, all 10 toes are pointing forward. Let's go ahead and just reach the arms forward. And then right here with your arms reaching forward, we're doing a plank. Okay, so think of like pushing something away, drawing back through the ribs, your tailbone is long, your legs are strong. Okay, from here, nod your chin, round up and over. Find your cat here. So find that hips over feet. We're resisting the hips from going back. There you go. You go down as far as you can, keeping your hips over your feet, digging your heels into the floor. Good. Now drop your tailbone, butt creases slide down the back of your legs to roll and lift you right back up, up, up. Let's do that again. Channel that thing, that rolling in and out, the cat that we did on the push through bar, channel it here. So take your time. Yes. There you go. Keep your tailbone dropping. Maybe play around with that 50-50 in your head here. Good, but keep your heels down. I know we want to shift forward, right? Yeah, good. Tailbone drops and then roll yourself up, almost like you're trying to open up your hips to the wall in front of you as you come up standing tall, 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 and you're done. I appreciate you guys. Yes. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know what you like, didn't like, all the things, how your hips feel today and the day after. And I hope to see you again. Thanks, y'all.